Before you can fix anything, your health, your schedule, your relationships, your finances, you have to understand what's really going on. That's the powerful starting point of your money or your life. In segment 1, Vicki, Robin, and Joe Dominguez give us a core principle that sets the tone for the entire journey. What gets measured gets managed. This phrase might sound simple even, but it's the foundation of transformation. Because the truth is, most of us are living our financial lives on autopilot. We work, we spend, we save, but rarely do we stop to track the actual flow of our money or ask if it aligns with what we truly value. Why this segment matters? Segment 1 doesn't start with budgeting tools or investment advice. It starts with something deeper, a mindset shift. The authors argue that the reason most people feel out of control financially, T, because they lack money, ES, because they lack clarity. And clarity starts with measurement. Think of it like getting in shape. You wouldn't hit the gym randomly without first knowing your weight, your fitness level, or your health goals. You measure so you can manage. Your money is no different. Ignorance isn't bliss, it's expensive. Let's face it, many people avoid looking at their finances because it feels overwhelming or depressing. But this segment gently challenges that fear. It reminds us that avoiding the numbers doesn't make things better, just makes them more likely to stay the same. When you don't know how much you actually earn and spend each month, what habits are draining your resources, where your money is going, then you can't take control. You're just reacting, not responding. You're hoping, not planning. That's why measurement is the first step toward freedom. Measurement creates awareness. In this segment, the authors explain that money is just a mirror. It reflects the decisions we make, the values we live by, and the stories we've accepted about what success looks like. By measuring our financial behavior, where the money comes from and where it goes, we start to see that we're not powerless. We're just unpracticed at looking. Once you start tracking your money, awareness naturally grows, and from awareness comes change, a new kind of accountability. The beauty of this approach is that it's not about judgment, it's about curiosity. Measurement isn't meant to shame you, it's meant to inform you. You might discover that you're spending $200 a month on takeout because your evenings are too packed to cook your subscribing to services you forgot about. You're making more money than you thought, but it's disappearing into impulse buys. All of this is useful. It gives you a clear picture of where you are, so you can decide where you want to go. Start simple. The daily money practice. To bring this principle to life, the authors recommend a daily money tracking habit. It's a few minutes each day to record what came in, what went out, any observations or emotional responses you had over time. This becomes a practice of mindfulness, like checking in with yourself. Am I spending in alignment with my values today? And surprisingly, it's not restrictive, it's freeing. When you measure, when you know, you can choose. When you choose, you feel powerful. From awareness to alignment. Segment 1 isn't about changing everything overnight. It's about planting the first seed. What you pay attention to will begin to change. Measuring your money reveals the truth of how you're reliving it, gives you the tools to begin living differently. It's not about guilt, it's about growth. Once you see your patterns, you can start to shift them. Once you track your spending, you can align it with your values. And once you manage your money with intention, you begin to build a life of clarity, freedom, and purpose. Final thought: clarity before control. In the journey to financial independence, many people rush to control. They cut expenses, hustle for side income, or throw money at investments. But your money or your life reminds us to start with clarity, because what gets measured gets managed, gets mastered. So if you want to transform your relationship with money, begin by simply looking, watch, track, measure. Let your numbers tell the truth, not to punish you, but to guide you. That's when the journey really begins. If financial independence had a secret weapon, this would be it: the daily money log. In segment 2 of Your Money or your life. Vicki and Joe Dominguez. K. Shift from the why to the how, laying out one of the most practical and transformative habits in the entire book. K. Tracking every cent that comes in or goes out. It's simple. It's powerful. K. And it's not just about money. It's about mindfulness. Why a daily money log? We're all familiar with the phrase, what gets measured, gets managed. In segment 1, we learned that clarity comes from tracking. In segment 2, we put that into action. The daily money log is the cornerstone habit that brings your finances into focus. It's not about budgeting or cutting costs, at least not yet. It's about building a habit of awareness. Most people think they have a good sense of where their money goes until they track it. What this log reveals isn't just numbers, it's patterns, it's habits. It's the hidden emotional drivers behind your spending. What is a daily money log? A daily money log is a simple, consistent record of all income, every source of money that comes in, no matter how small, all expenses, every purchase, bill, and withdrawals, even that $2 coffee, Kate, and category, when the transaction happened and where it fits. You can use a notebook, a spreadsheet, a phone app, a sticky note on the fridge. The method doesn't matter nearly as much as the daily practice itself. The act of writing it down builds a kind of financial muscle memory that strengthens your awareness over time. What makes this different from budgeting? Unlike budgeting, which is future-focused and goal-oriented, a daily money log is present-focused and awareness-driven. You not telling your money where to go. You simply watching where it goes on its own. It's like journaling for your finances. Instead of judging or restricting, you observe, you notice, you get curious. And with time, you naturally start making more intentional decisions. What you might discover, here's where the magic happens. Within a few weeks of daily tracking, many people began to uncover subscriptions they forgot they were paying for. Small daily purchases that add up shockingly fast, emotional spending triggers, gaps between their values and their financial behavior. And you don't have to force change. So often, awareness alone leads to adjustment. You pause before swiping your card. You make choices that align with your long-term goals, not your 5-minute urges. Tips to make it stick. Let's be real. New habits are hard, but this one's worth it. Here are a few tips to make your daily money log part of your routine. Pick a consistent time, morning review, or evening recap. Choose one and stick to it. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate. If your system takes more than 5 minutes a day, it's too much. Celebrate consistency, not perfection. Miss a day? No big deal. Just get back to it. Progress beats perfection every time. Reflect weekly at the end of the week. Look for patterns. What surprises you? What feels good? What needs adjusting? From numbers to insight, one of the key takeaways in this segment is that a daily log, E-N-T, just about numbers it, S, about your relationship with money. It reveals how you spend your life energy. And it sets the stage for more advanced steps, like calculating your real hourly wage, evaluating fulfillment, and eventually achieving financial independence. It also gives you proof of progress. You can look back and see the shift happening. You're no longer flying blind. You're piloting your own financial life with clarity. Final thought. Clarity through consistency segment to proves that transformation doesn't begin with a windfall, or a perfect planet begins with paying attention. The daily money log is your tool for doing just that. When you track every dollar, you gain something far more valuable than money: insight. And with insight, you can shift from financial chaos to calm, from confusion to clarity, from reacting to responding intentionally, mindfully, and powerfully. Start small. Stay consistent. Let your daily log become the quiet habit that builds a life of freedom. So you've started tracking your money, You're writing it down, noticing spending patterns, maybe even catching a few invisible leaks in your budget. That's a huge win. But now comes the part that really changes your life. making it a habit. In segment 3 of Your Money or Your Life, Vicki, Robin, and Joe Dominguez focus on how to transform tracking from a one-time experiment into a daily practice that anchors your financial awareness. This isn't about discipline or perfection. It's about consistency and intention. Because when you build the habit of tracking, you're not just recording numbers, you're rewiring your relationship with money. Why daily tracking matters? Let's be honest, starting something is easy. Sticking with it, that's where most people fall off. But with money tracking, the payoff grows over time. Each day, you log your income and expenses. You're reinforcing mindful spending, increased financial clarity, a deeper connection between money and your values. Think of daily tracking like brushing your teeth. It's not flashy, but it keeps things from getting out of hand. Skip a few days, and the buildup starts bad habits, emotional spending, and where did all my money go? Syndrome. Tracking is your daily pause button. It gives you space to reflect and adjust before things spiral. From task to ritual. One of the big shifts in this segment is learning how to turn tracking into a meaningful ritual, not just another task. This means finding a consistent time that fits your rhythm. Creating a dedicated space, maybe a notebook by your bed, or a budget app on your phone's home screen, pairing tracking with something enjoyable, like music or a warm drink. The goal is to build a habit loop. The more you associate tracking with a calm, positive moment, the more likely you are to stick with it. You don't need fancy tools. The book emphasizes that your tracking system should be simple and sustainable. You don't need a complicated spreadsheet or the latest budgeting app unless you want to. Some easy options include a small notebook or planner, a basic Excel or Google Sheet, a minimal budgeting app like YNAB, Every Dollar, or Pocket Card. Whatever you choose, the rule is, if it takes more than 5 minutes a day, simplify it. Make it visual. One helpful trick mentioned in this segment is to make your tracking visual. A simple wall chart, monthly graph, or color-coded log can show your progress at a glance. Seeing your habits develop in real time can be deeply motivating. K turns your progress into something you can feel and celebrate. K, even something as basic as a checklist or a calendar with an X for every day you track can boost your commitment. What if you miss a day? Here's the good news. You don't have to be perfect. Life happens. You'll forget a day. You'll miss a receipt. You might even fall off for a week. That doesn't mean you failed. It just means you're human. The key is to get back on track without guilt. That's what makes it a habit. Not never missing, but always returning. Pro tip, keep a little weekly buffer. Maybe on Sundays, you do a 10-minute recap of anything you missed that week. This helps you course correct without stress. The unexpected benefits when you make tracking a daily habit. The benefits go far beyond money. You may notice greater emotional awareness around your spending triggers, a clearer understanding of your values and goals, a growing sense of agency and control, more gratitude for what you already have. This practice is ultimately about aligning your money with your life, and that starts with paying attention. Final thought. Your habit is your foundation. Segment 3 reminds us that transformation doesn't come from big, dramatic changes. It comes from small, consistent actions repeated over time. Making tracking a daily habit grounds you in clarity, intentionality, and progress. It's the foundation for everything else you'll build on your path to financial independence. So keep showing up, even when it's boring, even when it feels unnecessary, because every log entry is a step toward freedom.